Hey, greetings everyone. I'm happy to have you guys here. For those of you that are just subscribing to this channel, thanks, and I hope you share with friends. The first thing I want you to understand is that this YouTube channel is not for commercial purposes. I created this with the idea in mind that it should be a platform where we share ideas and we get to discuss things that are affecting our daily lives. It could be in our jobs or issues at home. And in as much as it involves us, this also get to reach out to students. It could be my students, it could be your students, those of you teaching here in Asia or in other parts of the world. If you have lesson materials, you have good video recordings, you can share. So what I'll be doing is, from time to time, I'll have videos that elaborate on issues affecting us, as well as lesson plans that I will create for my students and as well as your students. So feel free to use these videos in your classroom, wherever you're working. For today's first video, it's the first video for this channel because I created it today. This COVID stuff, lockdown, is in a way bad, but I could say it's also a blessing because staying at home gives you the time to think, reflect, and probably inspiration to try new things that you might not have thought of. So I'm happy to have this opportunity, to have this idea, to have this inspiration to do this, and my target is to reach out to many people as much as possible. What I would like us to discuss today is stage fright, stage management. This is an important issue to me as one, because when I started out my teaching career, coming to Thailand, I had these problems. I'll be honest with you, like difficulties to manage my stage, my self-composure. The anxiety was there at that moment and it really got into me, but as time went on, I was able to better manage myself. And I was also fortunate enough to read textbooks that talk on such issues, like Speak with Power and Confidence. This book has detailed analysis on how to manage your stage, on how to talk to people, on how to get your message across. So the big question is, what do you do to overcome stage fright? Those of you teachers in Thailand, other part of Asia, Japan, South Korea, or Europe, those of you in America, hustling, you get to interact with people every day. Stage fright here is not only limited in the classroom, it could be the office. Your stage could be your office environment. Your stage could be your kitchen, those of you that work in restaurants, So talking to people, dealing with people, how do you overcome stage fright? Please leave your comment below. Feel free to type. Leave as much comment as you can to share on what you do to overcome stage fright. As for me, there are three things that I do. One, I have to master and understand my material. That is to say, if I'm going into a classroom to teach, I make sure I have enough time to prepare my materials, my lesson. I get to understand everything, word to word, that I'm going there to deliver in the classroom. And not just only that, I try to do background research. It's called thinking out of the box. I wouldn't just limit my ideas to the topic I'm going to teach. Let's say if I'm going to teach a topic in mathematics like division or angles, I wouldn't just focus my mind on division problems or angles. I'll try to read on many ways to find areas and perimeters as far as angles are concerned, to find different types of angles. If it's division, I'll also look at different ways to solve division problems. If we are looking at English here, like conversation, let's say we have a topic like introducing yourself, talking about your name. I would like to do research. I read on different ways to introduce yourself, get to understand first name, second name, and surname. By doing this, you have enough materials, and when you're filled with this knowledge, you actually know what you're going to do. The confidence there, the confidence level is high. I bet you wouldn't have stage fright. You'll be able to control yourself. It's automatic because you're well prepared. You know, like the saying goes, failure to prepare is preparing to fail. So the first thing, prepare, know your materials, do research, plan in advance. You can't just spend the previous night maybe visiting friends, clubbing or drinking, and you think when you wake up from bed, oh, I've got a textbook. You can just take your textbook and bang, you jump into the classroom to teach. It doesn't work like that. I mean, whosoever is observing you, think of your coordinator. He or she will be able to tell that there is very little or no preparation on your part. The second thing I do is to be able to determine how I want to manage my space in front of the classroom. Do I intend to deliver my lesson by walking, moving from left to right, or do I decide to stay still in one position? Either way, I have to make a decision. And if I stay still in one position, it doesn't help, because then I kind of like present myself like a robot. I'm not very active. I don't think that's a good practice. Personally, you might want to think of that as being too static. That can also come across like you being uncomfortable, you know. So what I do is I make use of both styles. Like, I stay put in a position, I talk, deliver my message, do my explanation. After that, I move. And when I talk of moving, it's not just like you walking in and out of a classroom. You know, you've got to move slowly, like actually you're talking and there is that gesture maybe with your hand. You explain and try to get your point across to the students. So that's how I make use of my space. Sometimes I can even move in between the rows, you know, get close to the students. That way I'm exhuming my level of confidence. I'm showing, I get to really show that I'm in control. This is my class, this is my time, so I'm in control of everything. So I get to manage my space. That's what I do. I plan on what to do, how to move about, how to stand and position myself. And the third thing that I do, how to make use of my body. You know, body language tells a lot. Like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. A picture is worth 1,000 words. I'll repeat that again. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Picture here will be how you present yourself, your body language, movement of your body parts like hands. You know, when the students are looking at you, whatever visual message that you're giving stays in their head, and they can easily tell. Trust me, they can easily tell if you are comfortable or not. So what do you do with your hands? For example, you should know where to position your hands. You should know how to position your hands. There shouldn't be too much movement. You shouldn't pocket your hands either. I've come across teachers that in the course of teaching, they like place their hands in their pocket, one hand in the pocket, and they are moving. No, that's not a good gesture, you know, to show in front of your students. So you might want to think of all these things. 3 things. Be prepared, know your materials. Manage your space, know what to do. Is it movement, left, right, or standing still? And thirdly, body language, what to do with your hands and other part of your body. I hope this helps, and I'm looking forward to your comments, okay? All right, catch you next time, and stay tuned for the next video. Ciao.